Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to do another test video to see which crop type is the heaviest by volume. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, as I mentioned, today we're going to take a look at crop types and how much they weigh. So this might be, and I probably won't post this if it ends up being all the same or it's just a ridiculous result that doesn't make any sense, but I am curious to see what this is going to end up being. So I decided I would do a test on it. As you know from my tire videos recently, I've been just kind of curious about some strange things. This is one of those videos that I wanted to do a while ago, but yeah, now we're going to actually test it, so to see. So I am using, and I'll explain all this in a second here, I'm under large tractors. I'm using the fastest in-game tractor, which is this guy right here. As far as I'm concerned, or as far as I think that's the fastest in-game. Yeah, 43 miles per hour. And then I'm using just whatever a big enough trailer I think is. So I'm using this guy. I could, use a bigger one, but this is like the biggest one that holds all those crop types without, needing a dolly, essentially. So yeah, we're gonna use this guy. It holds everything I want to test. I am gonna test everything on this pallet down here to see what it is. So yeah, I'm super curious because obviously we're filling by volume when we do stuff in Farming Simulator. The prices are by volume. It's not by weight. None of it is by weight. So I'm curious to see if a crop type is heavy or not. So what I have is I have a finish line down there. So essentially I'm gonna hit the cruise control on when I start here, and I hit start on my stopwatch. And then when I hit the line up there, or the front tires hit the line up there, I'm gonna hit stop on the stopwatch. So what I did test before having you guys come in, so what essentially, if you remember from the tire video, what we did over there on the hill, I have this saved, this position saved. So I'll exit out of the game, come back in, and then I'll start every single test from the same position to ensure kind of some more accuracy. So what I also did test with the trailer empty, I did the test with the trailer empty, and this JCB did not hit full speed. So I wanted to make sure that, because I want to make sure it's just, hey, which one is the heaviest for the JCB to pull? And we'll see as far as if there's a lot of slippage and stuff like that. I mean, there's some other variables in there, but I'm not trying to test and see how long it's going to take you to transport these crops. I'm just which one is heaviest, which one is hardest to get going and to pull. So without further ado, we're going to test all the crop types. So first we're going to do wheat. I'm using the Edge Grain Buy All station here. So we're going to go ahead and get this first test underway. So 3, 2, 1, go. I'm super curious to see how it's going to go, and maybe it's all the same. And again, if it's all the same, I'm probably not going to post this video. But yeah, so we'll see. So that was 11 seconds. Okay. So again, now I'm going to load back in and do the next one. What I am going to do now, since I just did wheat, I'm going to get through all the grain crop types, and then I'm going to bring you back in and we'll kind of do an analysis of those, and then I'll bring you back in for root crops and stuff like that, and then we'll do analysis of each of those as we're going through. So I'm not going to bring you back in until I get to the next until I get done with all the grain crops or your basic crops. So actually, let's go in the store here real quick, or go into the menu. So I'm going to do wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to test all of those, and then I'm going to bring you back in to kind of let you know what the results of those are in a chart form on the screen, and then I will do the next test, and we'll keep going from there. So I'll only bring you in for a test every so often, so I'm probably not going to put the numbers on the screen as far as what the results are of each one and everything like that. We're just going to do a chart at the very end. So that one was 11 seconds for wheat. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. All right, welcome back. So you guys may or may not be surprised by this, but so I'm going to put it up on the screen right about now. So there, as you can see on there, wheat, barley, oats, canola, soy, and corn, I all got 11 seconds. But sunflower was 10 seconds. So strange. Again, it could be human error. We're talking about a second here, so I would round that one off to being about the same weight-ish. But so here we are. We're gonna do potatoes now to see, and we'll do the first one to see if it's anything crazy different with you guys in here, and then I'm gonna do sugar beets, sugar cane, and then I'm also gonna throw wood chips into this category, I think, and then we'll go from there. But that's the next group of crops I'm gonna go ahead and test out. So I have this thing loaded up with potatoes, which I would say potatoes should be heavier. I don't know. We'll see though. All right, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. So I'm glued to the screen. Okay, 11 seconds for potatoes. So I don't know. Again, I'm just curious. I would say that at the very least, you'd think grass, straw, and hay has to weigh less, or somehow has to do something different in this test. But anyhow, I'll bring you guys back in after I do sugar beets, sugarcane, and wood chips. I'll see you there in a bit. All right, welcome back. So I did actually have some interesting results when I did potatoes, sugar beets, sugarcane, and wood chips. So I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. So as you can see on there, potatoes and sugar beets, 11 seconds, pretty standard. That was what we're getting in general. Sugarcane though was by far the fastest, and I know there can be human error. I'm not denying that fact, and I know we're talking about a second here, but in the previous test, when the sunflower was at 10 seconds, it was about 10.3 seconds on my stopwatch. That was when I hit stop. That was what it was at. Sugarcane was 10.02. It was almost in the 9-second bracket. And by the way, if I'm just getting it to the closest, so example, I'll count it as 10 if it's 10.49 or lower. If it's 10.5 and above, it gets counted as 11, which most of the ones around 11 have been like anywhere from between like 10.9 and 11.2. So that's usually in general there. So sugarcane, yeah, was 10.02. So I can't argue that that wasn't faster. Like that, it just was. And then wood chips were 10 seconds as well, but they were at a 10.3 ish. So they were like, okay, there could be some error there, but I thought they were lighter weight. So anyhow, now this next category we're gonna do is grass, hay, straw, silage, chaff, and TMR. And this is the one that I'm super curious about, because my prediction would be that this would be the lighter weight items. Well, at least the grass, hay, and straw would. Maybe chaff even too, but not necessarily the other stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and see. 3, 2, 1. This is with grass, by the way. So 3, 2, 1. All right, and we're gonna see where this ends up. See if it's lighter, heavier, whatever the case may be, or about the same. All right, that was also significant. It was 10.34, so I'm gonna write that down as a 10. So hey, it might be. Hay, theoretically, speaking, would be less heavy because it's dried out grass, so the moisture's out of it. And remember too, we're talking. Some of you might. Hopefully you don't think this down in the comments, because it's not accurate or true as far as there's a difference between weight and volume. So 1 liter of grass weighs different than 1 liter of hay. They're two different things. They weigh two different weights. They don't weigh the same. So in case you're wondering, well, this test, obviously they're all going to be the same because it's all the same volume. No, it's not the same amount as far as weight goes, theoretically speaking. Now in game, could it be? Sure, absolutely. I didn't program the game. I don't know how they did it, but I'm just testing to see if it actually does matter, because I feel like in my mind, I think about like hauling potatoes and sugar beets. I'm like, oh, these are going to take longer because they're heavier, but it may not be the case. So anyhow, I'm going to test all those and then I'll bring you guys back in. All right, welcome back. So I actually got some really interesting results on this last one, and I don't think, it could be a human error, but I don't think it was in this last one. So I'm going to put those results up on the screen right about now. All right, so looking down it, now yes, I know there's probably some shockers in there. I have some explanations for some of it. So the grass, as you knew, you're here for that, it was 10. It was about 10.3. Then the hay and the straw was 9. It was 9, like a solid 9, not like an almost 10-9. It was like a solid 9, like a low 9. So it was like 9.2 or 3. So like hay and straw was lighter weight than grass. It just was, or at least it took less effort to move it. How about that? I guess I'm not technically weighing anything, but it took less effort to move it. Then moving on to silage. Silage was 10, but it almost hit the 11 category. Like it was a high 10 probably. It was almost 2, and I mean, it was like a 10 point, it was almost 10.5, where I would have maybe thought about bumping it up. But then chaff and TMR, chaff was about a 10.3, TMR was about a 10.2. Then I also decided to do hay pellets and straw pellets in that round too, since they kind of fit, and they were both solid 11s, like 11.3, solid 11. So they were both definitely heavier than hay and straw, definitely heavier, which makes sense. They're a more condensed version. So is that real? I don't know. And again, we maybe could have more results or better results if we did a longer runway. So I mean, I could do that. Let me know down in the comments what you think, or if there's a better way to do this test. But this is the best way I could think to do it. And don't worry, there are more tire test videos coming out as well. You guys love those, so I will put more of those out as well. But I just wanted to do this one just because I was curious. So I figured I'd throw it in the mix of the kind of tire test series. So anyhow, the next thing we're gonna do is, I believe it's just, I mean, I can't put anything else in now, but I think I just need to do seed, fertilizer, manure, pig food, and lime. I'm not going to test snow because I don't have it available here. But I think if we go to, let's go to the store and look at our trailer here, or just any bulk trailer for that matter. Wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, potato, sugar beet, sugarcane. So yeah, seeds we need to do. We did TMR, chaff. Oh, we didn't do forage. We're not probably going to do forage probably then. But that's one we're not going to do. Solid fertilizer, pig food, lime, manure. Okay, yeah, so just those 5 are left. So yeah, here is the seed. So right here, and 3, 2, 1, and we're off. All right, so let's see how the seed does. I'm curious. I'm just super curious. This is just kind of the extra category with all the other miscellaneous stuff. So we'll see, and stop. So seed was at about a 10.3 or 4 there. So in between those two, so 10. Okay, interesting. So I am going to load out. I'm going to go ahead and do the fertilizer, manure, pig food, lime, in whatever order I decide to do it. Doesn't really matter. And then I'll bring you guys back in, and I will put that up on the screen, and then we'll wrap up this video. So yeah, I'll see you guys again in a little bit. All right, welcome back to finish this up. So actually, I did have quite a shock on that last round. Most stuff was pretty normal. The seeds, again, 10. You guys knew that one. Well, let me just put them up on the screen for you. So here they are. All right, so yes, 10 for seeds, fertilizer, manure, and pig food were all pretty standard. They're like the wheat and barley and oats, you know, basic crops. But lime was crazy. It was 13 seconds. It was like 12.7 or 12.8, so I just put it at 13 on there. That was definitely the heaviest thing. So that's the heaviest, and then the lightest is going to be your hay and your straw. So yeah, maybe that surprised you, maybe it didn't, but let me just put all those up on the screen. Well, actually, no, I'm probably not going to put them all up on the screen. They're through the video just because of how I did it. I thought I was going to do it different than that, but then going through it, I decided not to do it and do it a little bit differently. So they're not going to be all on the screen at the end, but you know, go back through, watch it again if you need to see them. But yeah, so essentially you need to know lime is the heaviest by a bit, and hay and straw is the lightest by a bit. So there you have it. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button up on your screen to join the channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future test videos I may do. But other than that, leave me a comment down below if there's any other tests you want to see or anything like that. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.